What's up, JTV in the house. I want to finish my comments about Cure the Black Man, and I want to explain a little more detail so that everyone can understand. I talk about the adrenaline. Actually, what it's called is the epinephrine. Epinephrine is called. It's a hormone secreted by the adrenal medulla or something like that, upon stimulation by the central nervous system and stuff like that. And it causes, it's a response to stress and anger, fear, and, different things. It makes basically all it does is just makes your body move, okay? I read this out of dictionary, dictionary.com. Look up epinephrine, something like that. Anyway, what this does is you're signaling it goes out to your body. Okay, so this is the step. What it is you hear something or you see something, but we're going to talk about anger because sometimes when it's like a sudden action, like if somebody gets run over by a car, your daughter or something get hit by something, you pick up this heavy object that normally you couldn't. Okay, that's adrenaline. That's that hormone. But I want to talk about it in regular, everyday situations. So let's say like somebody walk over to you and call you an idiot. So what's going to happen is you're going to hear taking some information. Somebody called you an idiot. The next what you're going to do is you're going to define that word, and you're going to give it by defining it. You're going to give it your meaning, not the meaning that the person is saying, but your meaning. And usually your meaning is going to be the worst possible meaning that there is, because only you know who you are, and that other person really don't, or really does not. So let's say I call you idiot, but let's say you're thinking like, oh, he's calling me idiot because I can't do well in math. But this person doesn't know anything about you and your math skills, even if you might be going to the same school. So then you'll take that. And every instance, almost every situation, that's what happens. So you think of a definition to apply to the word that you hear. Okay? And it's going to be the worst possible definition that you can have to describe yourself, and that definition is created by you. Then you're going to think of something of retaliation or something to say, and let's say if it's a physical action, you're going to think of it, and when you think of it, then you're going to consciously release that epinephrine from that adrenal medulla, whatever it is, medulla, and it's going to go through your body. And when it goes through your body, it's going to do exactly what it's supposed to do. It's almost like gunpowder. When you light it, it's and there's a way to stop it, but you really have to really be thinking, and really have to control, yourself in order to do that. Okay, and once it's released, it's going to go through your body, and it's going to do exactly what it's supposed to do, and that's to make your body move, make your function, different organs move, your muscles, your heart, and everything. And you're going to go over there, and you're going to do some physical act to this person, okay? And you might even be running off at the mouth at the same time. Then, after a minute or two, when it burns off, then you're going to sit there, and you're going to think, oh my God, what happened? What did I do? Why did I do this? And the whole scene is going to be completed. Okay. What happens is, okay, the way to stop this, I'll talk about this, is when you know you're going to do something, the best thing to do is just pass out. Just pass out. Because what it is you're already tense when you're going through that motion. So so the capacity of that hormone is where it's going to go. But when you tense, it's not going to. What is going to happen is you're going to relax, and it's not going to be It's going to be the volume of it is going to decrease compared to the volume of space that's in your body, or the density of your muscles when it's tense. It's going to go there, and you release it, and you just fall to the ground. Trust me. you'll fall to the ground. And if while it's still there, it's going to shake. It might shake you, whatever. I'm not sure, but it's just burn it off and let it just shake you off. And that's the best thing to do to get rid of it. Okay. You might think that I'm crazy or anything like that, but this is something that you can try at home. You really can. Next time somebody says something, you think about it. So basically, you hear something. Then you hear a word that's insulting. Then you define it with your definition. And it's going to be the worst possible. Then you're going to think of a action of how you want to retaliate. Then you're going to consciously release that hormone. And then you're going to take action. Then after you finish taking the action and you're all relaxed and stuff, and after you've seen the damage that you've done, then you're going to ask yourself, why did I do that? Okay, and how can I prevent myself from doing things like that? I'm uncontrollable. And it has nothing to do with you being uncontrollable. It has nothing to do with you being any mental disabilities or whatever it is. The whole thing is you have to understand is you purposely can release that hormone in your body. And it depends on how much you release. Now, I was reading on some site, I forgot. I'm thinking it was Wiki or something like that, but I'm not sure. But the one guy said, does it happens with sex? Because he said he would stay erect for like hours and stuff like that and couldn't sleep. And someone else said, no, it only lasts 2 or 3 minutes. But I'm going to have to say that it lasts as long as you are releasing it. You signal for its release, and it can release a long time. Or you signal it to go to a certain place or something, but it'll be released. Now, you might think I'm a little crazy, but the other day I was writing in my English class for this adult class, and what they were doing was they were saying these sentences, and I was trying to write at the same time. And usually, when I'm consciously writing, I tend to write slower than what they're speaking. But then, for some reason, I was writing almost as fast, almost as fast as they were writing and speaking, because of course I can't write that fast. But I was keeping up because actually they weren't really speaking that fast. But I was writing by letters were perfectly straight, and I didn't make any mistakes, with the letters and got erased because, you're thinking too much or anything. And I was thinking to myself, what happened? So when I thought about it, I remember as I started writing, I became concentrated in what I was doing, and I felt that release of the hormone. Maybe I did something and I started releasing it, and I was just writing and things like that. And I was like, wow, that's pretty interesting. What's really good about it? Okay, so let me finish the point. The point is that when you get angry, there are 1, 2, 3, 4 steps that you do. You hear something that you don't like. You define it with your worst possible definition. You think of an action. Then you release the fluid. And then when you release the fluid, number 5, you take action. Okay. This is what gets you in trouble. Now, you want to say, well, somebody insults me or whatever. Okay. We're living in a time now where we're almost pretty much, I want to say spoiled, but you can have the law on your side. If someone says anything bad about you, you can take these people to court for defamation or whatever it is, or something that talking bad about you and stuff like that. And you can do that. You can go to the police and say, hey, this person's insulting me, and the police might go over there and say something to that person. Another thing, but, if you got too much pride to do that, or, because you can end up suing them, then when someone says something to you, instead of you giving it a definition or your own definition, then you go over there and you ask the person. And a lot of people say, well, I'm too angry to that. Yes, of course you're too angry. And the reason you're too angry is because you defined the definition. You attributed a meaning to that word. And you should not ever, ever do that. Go to the person and say, excuse me, why? No, don't even say why. You want to know meaning. So you ask, what meaning do you mean? You know, they call you an N-word. Well, what do you mean? Okay, because people are, even though they've, in the past, they said, well, why are you telling that you know what the N-word means? No. I know what they tell us what it means. And it's supposed to insult us and make us feel bad about who we are. But if you go over there and you ask a person, well, what meaning, it means, then they're going to give you their meaning. But whatever their meaning is, if it's not true, then it's something wrong with them. They're lying. Okay, and why would you get mad at somebody lying on you when their comment is not even going to affect you or affect anything about you? And if you're with other people and they say that and they give the definition, and you're with other people who are have some type of a intelligent kind of competitive way of thinking. In other words, smart people that's just not stupid all the time. Then they'll hear a word from that one person, and that person will give a definition, and then everyone all would like, okay, and then everyone just walk away because you would know for a fact that person is doing that maybe to get some attention or jealous, whatever. But you do not have to entertain this person. And when you don't entertain this person, that stress, that hormone that's being released in that person will not get a chance to burn off in the way that it was released. And then it's going to cause stress for this person. And usually stress ends up creating some type of sickness and things like that. So this is what I meant about my video. So it doesn't matter what the situation is. There's always a way to remedy the situation. I'm not talking about somebody's coming in your house and trying to rob you. I'm talking about everyday situations with your kids in the morning, your wife, your food, driving down the street and things like that. Just regular daily activities. You can control your thinking. And then at the same time, you have to understand that a lot of people, when they speak to you and they burst off, it's not them bursting off because they want to. It's because they thought of a situation or some situation happened, and then they applied their own definition, and then they started some action, and then they released the fluid, and then they just like it is. And then later, a lot of times people come back and say, oh, I'm sorry, I don't know what happened to me. Well, now you know what happens to you, okay? And it's a very simple solution, and it can help you all. It helps. Like a lot of people say, why you stay calm? And I'm like, well, because there's really nothing to get angry about. Well, they saying they hate you on YouTube, and you black and you're a monkey. And I'm like, okay, fine, but, I'm not a monkey. You look like a monkey. Okay, but we all look like some type of animal. Okay, well, because you black. Well, my skin is black, for a reason, because of the sun. I can go out and hang out in the sun all day. Just because somebody else can't do that, and they get mad and say, "Oh, well, you're stupid because you can stay out in the sun." I'm like, okay, well, whatever, So, a lot of those things happen to those people also. So, my suggestion is you test it on yourself, okay, and it's real easy, and you can figure it out. And then you also spread this and tell a lot of your friends and things like that, because a lot of our problems isn't based on what people say to us. A lot of our problems, especially the ones that we create, are based on the definition of the meaning that we attribute to words or to an event, before you really start understanding. Somebody just said this to me. You just, and you just think of the worst thing. You think of an action, and you release the fluid, you take action, and when you finish it, you end up in jail. A lot of people end up in jail for just some really silly stuff. So, and you've been there for a long time, and just really isn't good and not smart. So please, before you make a comment, you think about it and you try it on yourself, okay? And another thing too, if you can control that adrenaline, boy, the things she can do, hopping over continents in one bound. Okay, I'm out. Peace.